Why don't we go next to, how about Roberto from Italy? Roberto from Italy, welcome to the program. I think welcome back. I think we've heard from you before, if I recall correctly.
Hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I think I was called some time ago, but actually I did not get to speak to you.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, speaking to you. Thank you for accepting my call.
My
I watched
pleasure.
the show actually, even if you know I'm not American, but still I think it's nice to hear about American politics.
Well,
I'm
thank
also
you.
wondering how many Italians there are in your audience. I guess not a lot, but
Sorry, you were asking what? How many what?
how many Italians there are in your audience
Oh,
actually? I
oh,
wonder if
I
I'm the
have
only
no
one.
idea. I have no idea. I mean, we have an okay audience from Italy as far as non-English speaking European countries. Certainly not the biggest place for us, for our audience, but we have Italian listeners and viewers for sure.
That's very interesting. Okay, that's very nice. I guess I'll go to my question. So, the thing that I was wondering is, from an outside perspective, right? I am Italian. I think before Trump in 2016, we really believed that America could never vote somebody like Trump, right? Because
Right.
I guess what we were thinking is that American people like decorum, American people like presidents that tell the truth. So really, I think nobody expected that the American people could vote for Trump and Trump
Mm.
could win. So it seems that all of a sudden we went from presidents which were very nice, like, I don't know, Reagan or I don't know, Kennedy, and we went to the possibility of having Trump. So I wonder what has changed in these 30 years. Has the electorate changed a lot? Or did the politician change their behavior and so the electorate then changed? I want to understand because it's such a dramatic change
Right.
between before and now that I really don't understand what went on, right?
It's a
Maybe you
great
have an
question,
opinion on this.
Roberto. And the answer is it's really been both. It's been a change to the electorate, in some sense influenced by a change to the elected officials. And in a certain sense, the elected officials have changed as reflective of the changes in the electorate. I actually have many YouTube segments where I explain exactly this. How did we go from Reagan to Trump? I have a full chapter in my forthcoming book, still to be named, about exactly this. I call it How Things Broke. And so it takes about 15 minutes to explain fully. I have a bunch of YouTube clips that explain it. I actually even spoke to Noam Chomsky about it when he was on. It's an excellent question. It's been a slow change. It took 40 or so years, but it's been exactly as disastrous as you point out. And yeah, I have a full book chapter on this, and it's something I've explained, and it has everything to do with the civil rights movement. It has everything to do with the so-called war on drugs, Newt Gingrich in the early 90s, Obama. I mean, all of these different points in history played a
Maybe.
role in getting the Republican Party to where it is today. And
Right,
it's a sad state of
right.
affairs.
I guess maybe also social media could have an impact on this, right? Because I guess social
Yeah,
media and the social media bubbles and the distortion of the truth, maybe also that has played a role
more
in these 20
recently
years.
for
I don't know.
sure, but that's really the last 10 years. This is a 40 or 50 year story though, so there's a lot more to it, but it's a great question.
Right, very, very interesting. I will definitely read your chapter in your book about this. I guess I have a second last question, a curiosity that I have. So sometimes we talk about the risk of Trump becoming a dictator, right?
Yeah.
I know you've talked a bit about this, but I actually want to understand how likely you think this is. Of course, I know it's a hard question to ask, but I wonder really how worried you are about this and how worried you are that actually Trump will manage to break the democratic system in America and,
Here's the way I would
bring a
answer this
dictatorship.
question. I think we need to take the threat extremely seriously, and I remain cautiously optimistic that Trump will fail to do it, either because he will lose in November or because at least enough of our infrastructure will prevent him from becoming the dictator he wants to be. Now, that doesn't mean we ignore the risk, but I am cautiously optimistic he will fail to do so.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you very much, David. Keep up the good work. I really like your show and the way in which you articulate your points. So, yeah, keep it up. And thank you for taking my call.
All right, Roberto from Italy, great to hear from you. Let's take a very quick break. I'll speak to some more people after the break. So if you're holding on to talk to me, just hold on a little bit longer.